Who first reported Head Honcho's disappearance? Call it out if you know it. What was the first clue that Head Honcho was missing? She missed her favorite show, Titans. Who first let the police into the building? Dusty Mop. What does the word forensic refer to? Having to do with a... This should be in your notes we took with fingerprinting. Having to do with a court of law or public debate. Wow, nobody remembered that. Having to do with a court of law or public debate. You took notes on that during fingerprinting. In a criminal investigation, means refers to the blank to commit the crime. Ability. Motive refers to the reason. Opportunity refers to the, well, kind of win. Chance to commit the crime. Like having access to the victim. Many of you got that part confused on your case summary. You talked about having access to the victim in the means section. That would be things like keys, you could say, but not, oh, they have an office close to them. How did Head Honcho come into her wealth? Parents' inheritance. Yes, when they passed away. Where were her shoes found? What two locations? Office and Westgate. Think carefully before you answer this one. What was the spill on the floor in her office? Who said we don't know? Andrew, you're right. We don't know. We never analyzed it. You see, you can make that assumption. You see liquid on the ground, you see a can on top, you assume that liquid came from that can, and it's what it's labeled. That's not always the case. Head up, please. So we would have to actually test that. That's an inference, but it could be wrong. Okay? Maybe it had poison in it. We don't know that. Let's see here. Which suspect was convicted of burglary? Which one's having a secret relationship with Kitty Litter? Which one has a brother that's a stockbroker in New York? Dusty Mop. Which one owes child support and alimony? Which one has a dad with Alzheimer's disease? Adam A. Dunnett. Which one works part-time at Galaxy Drugs? Got it. If you didn't read those suspect files, you wouldn't know the answers to these. Which one attended the Air Force Academy? Adam A. Dunnett. Which one has a sick husband at home? Florence Nightingale. Which one is a struggling freelance artist? Got it. Honcho. Which one was discharged from the Army? Dishonorably discharged. William Binbad. Good. That was your clue. Dishonorably means not good. Who likes to shop at Kmart? No. Good filer. The secretary. She was at Kmart that day, if you remember from the interview. Who's a Quick Mart clerk? Who wants to start the Phoenix House for kids? Hey, Moody. Who wants a facelift? Who wants a liver? Who has a missing fiance? Fiance. They weren't married. They were. She's a kiss-up. Good. Who likes to make goodies for Head Honcho? Okay. In our fingerprinting, we did 2 different systems. The first one has 3 different kinds of fingerprints in it. Those 3 kinds are Whirl, Arch, and Loop. And that system was started by a man by the name of, starts with a G, Galton. Later that system was modified by a man by the name of Henry. It went from 3 to how many groups? 8. Okay, in those 8 groups, one of them looks like a combination of 2 different prints. What's that called? Accidental. When we look at prints, we look at the tiny little details called minutia. We also look at places where the pattern seems to suddenly change, called the delta. The number of deltas tell you the kind of print that you're looking at. A whirl has how many deltas? 2. A loop has, and an arch has none. Give me another name for one of the minutia points known as the short ridge. Island. How about an enclosure? Oval. Good. How about a fork?
Bifurcation.
Bifurcation is another name for a fork. When we're fuming for fingerprints, we need super glue, heat, and what was the other ingredient I added? Not carbon dioxide, just water vapor. That was the moisture in the air that I breathed into the bag. Can you leave prints with surgical gloves on? Yes, you can leave prints on the gloves themselves. Let's see here. What's the technical term for fingerprinting? Dactyloscopy is the answer. That was on the background information. What's the technical term for the study of lip prints? You can hear the crickets out there. Cheiloscopy. C-H-E-I-L-O. C-H-E-I-L-O. S-C-O-P-Y. That's cheiloscopy, study of fingerprints. Dactyloscopy is the study, cheiloscopy is the study of lip prints. Dactyloscopy is the study of fingerprints. The study of bite mark evidence is forensic what? Odontology. Odontology. Not orthodont, not like an orthodontist, but odontology with the O. Patent and latent prints. Patent prints can be seen. If you find someone's prints on a murder weapon, what does it prove? That they touched it. Doesn't prove that they used it. In the white powder lab, which powder causes unconsciousness? Which one's a laxative? Which one's a stimulant? Ziprocin. What did we add to the white powder to test for fizzing? Vinegar. What did we add to test for solubility? Water. Density is blank divided by blank. Mass divided by volume. In the bite mark lab, the acetate overlay we put over was to compare what? Bite what? What's the term for the outline? Profile. Bite profile. Okay? If one of the things doesn't match, let's say the profile, the angle and the width match, but the profile doesn't, we can do what with the suspect? Exclude them. Cotton, wool, nylon, silk. Which is not a natural fiber?
Silk.
Nylon. Silk comes from worms. The term for man-made is synthetic. The word chromatography means what?
Color writing.
Color writing. In the ink chromatography lab, the solvent was made of what two substances? Water and methanol. The medium was paper. The ink can be divided into individual colors or because it is a mixture, pigments and mixture. In the handwriting analysis, the writing done before the crime is referred to as the natural sample. The one we asked for is the reading aloud for the purposes of copying is called dictation. And 12 characteristics of handwriting. We have placement of diacritics, pen lifts, color of ink, and margins. Which is not one of those? Margins is one. Color of ink. Okay, hang on. We got to finish. The process where we break up a substance into its individual components is known as blank blank. Gas chromatography. Okay? If you find a shoe print at the scene of the crime and you can match it to a suspect, does it prove the suspect was there?
No.
Tire track. We have track width and tread width. Track width is what? Distance from what to what?
Inside of the tire.
Middle of one tire to the middle of the other tire. Tread width is the width, color of ink.